What's up, family? It's your favorite girl, Miss FA here. Guys, I am so excited that we get the chance to be together again. I know I say this all the time, but that's because it's honestly true. I get so excited when I get to, have contents just for you. So I want to say a big thank you. Now, by the way, if you haven't yet subscribed and joined the family yet, I need you to do me a favor, okay? Go ahead and click that subscription button right now. Give this video a thumbs up, share it, and make sure you leave the notifications button on so you don't miss any videos that are posted every single week, all right? Perfect. Now, guess what, guys? Guess what? It's check-in time, yes. And I brought me some assistance, so here we go. Check-in, it's check-in, it's check-in, 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 it's check-in. Check it. God, look, I can't dance to save my life. So if you guys are going to give me some lessons, I would definitely take it. But you heard me right. It is check-in time. So I'm about to tell you all about it. Let's go. So yes, it's check-in time. It is. So Effie, what do you mean it's check-in time? What does that mean? Now, if you've been following me for a while, you know my passion is to make sure that every year that it's not a repeat of the previous year. That every year is better than the previous year. You know, the Bible says that the pathway of the righteous, it shines brighter and brighter and brighter. So if your yesterday is better than your today, if your yesterday is better than your tomorrow, then you are in trouble, honey. I don't care how good yesterday was. I don't care how amazing it was. But if it is better than today, if it is better than tomorrow, then something is seriously wrong. Because as children of God, we're supposed to, improve. The Bible says brighter onto a perfect day. So your tomorrow should not be lesser than yesterday. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. And because of that, I believe that every single year should not be a year that we repeat. No. And if we're going to repeat those things, it should be another level because it's brighter and brighter and brighter onto a perfect day. So because of that, what I do every year in December, I host an amazing, sometimes virtual, sometimes physical conference called the iPlan Events. Now, with the iPlan Events, you can do what we do is a goal setting workshop. It's completely free. Not every year it's free, but this past year, for this 2022, I made it completely free and it was virtual. And what we do is that we come together and we make plans for the year. We look at the previous year and we look at this year, the upcoming year. We say, hey, this is what we messed up on. This is what we did right. Let's go ahead and improve it to make sure that this year we're entering is better than the previous year. And that is what we do. So because we're about to enter the second quarter, I think it's time for check-in. Yeah. We go to the hospitals and I hope we do. We check in periodically. We have our physicals. We take our cars to the mechanics and we do all those check-ins. But a lot of times we don't do check-ins with our lives. We don't do that. We just go with the flow. We just continue and don't stop to say, hey, let me look back and let me look forward. Is there something that needs to be shifted? Is there something that needs to be corrected? So that's what this video is all about. So go ahead and share it now if you haven't, okay? All right. And by the way, if you haven't seen that video, the goal setting workshop, so you don't know what I'm talking about, it's completely fine. After this video, you can go ahead and watch that. Oh, I checked before this video, whatever you prefer. Just look in the description button, okay? All right, just to give you a little, just to, fill you up a little bit, fill you in a little bit. Let's talk about that. So with the goal setting workshop we did in December, I spoke about certain things. I told us something that a wish is different from a goal. A wish you can say like, oh, I wish I could marry Prince Henry. It's not going to happen. He's married. It's not going to happen. Okay. It's not. A wish is a wish. A goal is a goal. Simply put. But what I spoke about was that as people, we don't just make any type of goals, any type of resolutions. As individuals who are smart, intelligent, we need to make smart goals. And of course, I believe we know those acronyms. Now, just in case, I'm gonna, recap a little bit, okay? Your goals needs to be specific. You can't have a goal that is vague. You can't have a goal that is just broad. The Bible says that write the vision down, make it plain, aka make it simple, that if somebody was running, they could take a look at it like, oh, I know where that person is going. I know where that person is going. So when people see you, they see your actions. I'm not saying you should tell your goals to people. When they see your actions though, they can kind of, okay, I know the direction this person's going. So it should be specific. It should be measurable. What does that mean? You know, sometimes we write goals, we make plans, but there's no way to calculate, you know, have we reached that goal? How far are we from it? How close are we from it? So it must be measurable. It must also be attainable, or people say achievable. Don't make a goal that is going to frustrate you. Yes, our goal should stretch us, but it shouldn't break us. Do you understand? It should be like a rubber band, stretch you, but not break you. So is it attainable? Is it achievable? Your goal should also be realistic. Oh, guys, listen, I get so many people who always make goals that I'm just like, dude. And you know, you don't want to be the voice of discouragement, but at the same time, you gotta let them know something ain't right, right? You know what I'm talking about? So it has to be realistic. For example, you know, the T stands for time bound, and it relates to the R. The goals that the iPlan events, most of our deadlines are by December 31st of 2022, whatever year it is that we're doing. So somebody and I actually have this. I had somebody who wrote, "Hey, I want to be the president I want to be the president." Literally, they wrote that down, and I was looking at the paper, and I was like, okay, now this is good for a long-term goal. But for 2022, it's not going to happen. First of all, you got to check, is it election season? Number two, are you eligible? Are you qualified? And you haven't had any experience. It was just something like of that sort. So, yeah. But that's okay. That's what this is all about, check-in time, right? Because when something ain't right, when we do check-in, we correct ourselves. That's what this is all about. So like I said, T is time-bound. So the iPlan events, our deadlines are always December 31st of whatever year that is. So that's how your goal should be. SMART, SMART, all right? Then what we also did afterwards, we work on our vision board. Oh my God, this was literally my favorite part. We worked on our vision board. Now, literally, what a vision board is you take your written goals and you put them in pictures. Because you see, the thing is, in our minds, we don't think in words. You know, when you have thoughts, you're not looking at words, you're looking at pictures. So it's easier to touch your goals, to see your goals when you have it in picture. So we did that. And then what we also did was we had something like this, a planner. Now you see, some people they skip this part. I believe that this is literally like your mustard seed, because the days make the weeks makes the months makes the year. So what you do per day, per week, per month determines how your year will turn out, which is why it's important to have a planner. So are we all together so far? All right, put in the comment section. Let me know if we're all together, okay? All right, perfect. Now that we kind of have that recap out of the way, let's come and do it. Let's dive in a little bit. You see, sometimes a lot of people, and I've had, it's saddening a little bit, but I've had a lot of people that they've gone through the process with me. They wrote their goals, they have a planner, do everything. But January comes, February comes, by the end of March, they kind of push that all aside and just go back to the old ways, which is not good, right? Exactly. Because the thing is this, it's easy to start something, but it's so hard to finish. Because sometimes, you stumble along the way, you have little hiccups, discouragements. You're just like, what's the point? But guys, listen, this video is to take us back to that excitement we had when we wrote those goals. It's to take us back to, you know what? Maybe I did write my goals, but I kind of messed up in January. I said I was going to hit the gym, but I didn't. So now let me go back. You understand? All right. So that's what that is for. Let me ask you an honest question. Do you remember where you left your vision board? Did you even do a vision board? Do you remember when you wrote your goals? Do you remember? Okay, if you're like, F.A., honestly, I did the events with you, I did activities with you, but I just don't remember where I wrote the goals, where I left it. I don't remember any of that. This is why I need you to do me a favor. Well, do you a favor, because it's about you. Pause this video and go find your vision board. Go find that sheet of paper. Maybe it was a scratch of paper. Go find it. Because what you're going to do is you're going to go down and look at it. I'm looking at mine right now because I usually write mine. I have my vision board. I have it on my phone. I have it behind the back of my planner. I have it I always have it so I can see. You see, the thing is, a lot of times people are saying YOLO. You know the saying, you only live once. So live life to the fullest. I'm young and there's nothing to fear, blah, 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 all that stuff. But look, don't let your older self to suffer for what your younger self should have done. You understand? Don't go and do all these crazy stuff that by the time you're old, you're working, you're making up for what you should have done during your youth. Do you understand? This is why this video is so important to me. It's so important because I do care about you, and I want to make sure you're not watching people fulfill their dreams in their lives, but you as well, you're fulfilling your dreams and you're living your life, okay? Do you guys remember when we spoke about the wheel of life? Do you remember that? Now, if you don't remember, it's completely okay because I'm going to refresh your memory. Now, the wheel of life was created to make sure we have a well-balanced life where we're not focusing on one area so much that we neglect the other areas to a point where it's detrimental. Now, I get it. There are times, where we have to focus on other areas more than the other. But the point of the wheel of life is that we kind of have a balanced life where no area is suffering because we're focusing on one part. You see, the thing I like to compare life to kind of like a car. Now, it's not to reduce your life to that your car, not like that, but just it's an example, analogy that you were able to be able to understand, okay? You see, the thing about the manufacturers that I love, when they produced the cars, they created ways for it to tell us, hey, I need gas, hey, something is wrong with the engine, hey, something is wrong with the brakes, hey, something is wrong. But when we don't focus on those things, eventually we end up paying way more when we could have stopped and filled our tank. We could have stopped and checked our oil, stopped and checked on the engine. But when we neglect those things, the car kind of breaks down, becomes useless, right? Yeah, I know that sucks. That's how sometimes in life is. We focus on one thing so much that when we having these warnings, these red lights, this yellow lights I should say, about these other areas for our lives, we don't focus on it until it finally breaks down, and that's when we want to give it attention. And sometimes it's a little too late. It's like our marriages. Hey, it's suffering. Your husband is complaining. Your wife is complaining. You're like, whatever. Next thing you know, hey, I want a divorce. She's like, whoa, what happened? How after 20 years you want a divorce? The person didn't wake up today and say, I want a divorce. Things have been happening, but because it's been neglected, like, you know what, I'm done. So by the time you're paying attention, it's kind of a little too late. So that's the thing about the wheel of life I love. I don't want us to be people who are forced to pay attention to certain things when we should, we could have, we can focus on them now, okay? So because of that, we spoke about the categories that the wheel of life has. It talks about your spiritual life, your family, your career or academics if you're students, your financial, intellectual, and your social life, legacy, and so forth. So what you're going to do, of course, after this video, you may not be able to do it now, is you're going to go ahead and look at it. Look at those goals. Remember, guys, we wrote them behind our planners. We also have our vision board, and we wrote them down. If you haven't written your goals yet, definitely watch that full video. The link will be down so you can go ahead and get your goals started, okay? It's not too late. Trust me, it's not too late. So look at it and say, where am I with my spiritual goals? I wrote here that, I wrote here that I was going to read the Old Testament. I was going to read so and so amount of books by this month. Because remember, not only did we write our goals down, we broke it down into days. How many pages would you read per day? How many books per week, per month, and eventually the year? So let's say I said I was going to read 52 books, right? That means I'm supposed to read certain pages per day, at least one book per week, and 4 books per month. So by January, did I read that amount of books? By February, did I read that amount of books? That's what you do. You go back and you look at each of those goals that you wrote and you check it. What's going on? Did I accomplish this? Am I on the right page? Am I on the right, you know what I mean? And if you're not, thank God for check-in, because you're going to go ahead and do a 180-degree turn or reverse, and you're going to go ahead and fix those things, okay? All right, so that's that part. So make sure this part is so crucial. Make sure you do that. And then you also, what you can do is, there's some things. Remember I told you your goals do not change. You can revise it, you can rewrite it and stuff. It's like you're planning a trip to go to Jamaica, okay? Now, to go to Jamaica, there are many, many ways to go to Jamaica. You can fly to Jamaica. You can take a cruise ship to Jamaica. Oh, yes, you can. You can do that. your destination doesn't change, but your route, your mode, of action may change a little bit. Maybe something happened in January and you weren't able to read 4 books. You weren't able to do whatever you wrote. What are you gonna do now? You understand what I'm saying? So make sure you do those things to tweak that and to change those stuff so that way we're on track, okay? All right, so I believe we're on the same page, and I believe that we're kind of have that little kick, that recharge for us to start the 2022, the second quarter, right? Great, great, great. Now, I know there's so much more to share, so much more that I want to let you guys know, because I want to make sure you guys know I'm your biggest cheerleader in accomplishing whatever you have planned for 2022. But because I can't put all of that in one video, I want you to pay attention. The iPlan 2022 small group for the second quarter is opened, guys. It is. The first batch has completed the program for the first quarter. So this second quarter is open. And not only is it opened, I'm giving you guys 50% off. Yes. So those of you who already attended the first batch, you saw how amazing it was and what you were able to do. I'm giving the same chance again for brand new people. Now, if you're here just like, if I need a little bit more than 3 months, I did the first month with the first quarter with you, I need a little bit more. You can do it again. You seriously can, guys. You're not limited, okay? You're not. But make sure you go ahead and you join the small group. Now, you see the small group, the thing I love about it is this, is that we're not doing 2022 alone. You're going to be with people who are just like you, who are going to hold each other accountable. And guess what? You get to work with me as well. So make sure you join the iPlan 2022 small group for second quarter. It is opened, okay? This is where I leave y'all. I hope this check-in was amazing. And make sure you go and get that physical if you haven't done so, all right? This is your sign. But I hope this check-in really took you back and you are recharged and the momentum to finish 2022 strong. The momentum to make sure this year is your best year yet. You got that momentum and you're going full speed, all right? Okay, I love you guys and I look forward to working with you for iPlan 2022 second quarter small group. See you guys.